Hello, this video here is looking at Country Slow. That's from the Gray Dave Hassel book. So if we started looking at this in your lesson, this is the video for you. However, this video is going to cover the whole piece. If you've only looked at half of it or like a little chunk, just stop the video where I've covered the part that you've looked at. So as we discussed in the lesson, these pieces from this book, they look a bit different. It's like handwriting, that kind of thing, and there's some different sections where like the notes are written above, but it says to continue, and so I'm assuming you already kind of know what that means. So if I don't discuss it in full, please don't worry. You can always shove me a lesson on Classroom, a message on Classroom. Anyway, so it starts. We've got our main rhythm, that country shuffle rhythm. Counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Okay, bass drum and snare are playing on 1, 2, 3, 4. The hi-hat, that's what you get. Now for the first two lines, that is all we're playing until we get to the fourth bar on line 2, where we've got snare and bass together. 2, so to rest on 2, then you've got 2 beats for a fill. So 1, 2. That's just an example. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so that's the first 2 lines. I'm going to just play that all for you now, just in the one. 2, 3, 4. Next line. 2. Okay, I did the same fill there, just 2 different drums, but that's an easy fill you could do. Next 2 lines, exactly the same, right? So we're doing the same rhythm for the whole 2 lines, apart from the end of that first line there, well, third line if you want to put it that way. You've got those 2 notes at the end, so we're emphasizing the 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Easiest thing to do is just do 2 beats on the snare drum. So like 1 and 2. Like that, okay? Could do crashes, could do like a snare tom. You've got to keep the rhythm going, you don't just stop. You've got to keep the hi-hat moving, okay? That's the only thing that's different on the first line of that little chunk. Then below it, we've got a fill just on that last beat. So you can see it's right over in the corner, just means that last beat is a fill, okay? So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and fill, okay? So that could be like 1. Simplest thing to do, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so remember the onus is on you to put in the fills with these pieces. Okay, so I'll do those 2 lines together. 2, 3, 4. So I did the same fill again, 1, 2, 3, but I put in the high tone, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the rhythm changes. So we're on to the next section. I would call this section B, the next 2 lines, so lines 5 and 6. I would call this section B, even though it doesn't say on the paper. The rhythm changes now. We've got a heartbeat rhythm going. So like 1. So the bass drum now just doing that bum bum. Bum bum. So on the bar that's written down, it will go 1 and then 1, 2 and then 1, but that's because it goes into that next bar. We're repeating 1, 2. Okay, so we've got that rhythm for 2 bars. However, 2 lines. However, at the end of the first line, we're emphasizing beats 3 and 4. So 1 and 2. So I've just added in 2 snare drums, like 1 and 2. Back into the rhythm. So just adding an extra snare drum, that gets that 2 notes emphasized. You could do the crashes, it's up to you, okay? Keep the rhythm going. Then the next one, we have another weird one down here. So it's like 3 and a 4 that we're doing. So, okay, again, I've just done that all on the snare. in with that one, but that's your rhythm. Beat. Yeah, 1 and 2 and 3. Right, so you're shuffling. Okay, that's your little thing you've got to emphasize there. Okay, but you've got to keep that. You've got to keep that moving throughout the entire 2 lines. Okay, I'm going to do those 2 lines together. Okay. So I just do it. Okay, that's the end of that little section, which I would call section B. Okay, now we would be into section C, where basically you've got this same sort of like two note rhythm thingy, where we're just sort of resting for the rest of it, where we're playing beat 1 on the snare and the bass. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then we're going. Okay, but we also have to put in a little fill there, it says. So, and that's it. So that's the bit where it goes piano, guitar, piano, guitar. So we did that whole line. That's it, okay? That would be section C. Into section D, or the last bits. This is the last 3 lines. Okay, we've got the same rhythm we had with the heartbeat. The end of 4, 5, 2, 5, 7. Okay, so that's it. Again, half beat fill, half bar fill. Then we're into. So I've done crashes there because we've got those notes. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So the 1 and then the and of 2. 1, 2, and. That's where we've got those little accents there. So I've just done crashes with that, but kept the beat going. So. And then we're going into this same little thing that we had with the piano guitar thing before, where we're just going. 2, 3, a little bass drum there at the end to finish it. So it's not that difficult. So I'll do that whole last 3 lines. It's technically just 2 lines in 1 bar. So here we go. There we go. And that's the whole piece. I know that's kind of cut up into sections, but that's what this video is for. If you need a full playthrough video, there will be another one. So where I'm just not talking and I'm just playing the whole thing along to the backing track. So if you need that, don't click on this one. Go and click on that one. But you're like 9 minutes deep now. So what are you going to do? Anyway, hope that helps. If you need me, you know where to find me on Classroom. And I'll see you in your next lesson. Bye-bye.